For most of us, it's the simplest start to the day. An egg. Affordable, familiar, a food we've known our entire lives. For decades, we've been caught in a confusing debate. Is it a perfect superfood or a silent risk for our heart? Most people think that debate is about one word: cholesterol. But what if I told you that for anyone over 65, the cholesterol debate is distracting you from the real story? What if the most critical mistake you might be making with this everyday food has almost nothing to do with cholesterol, but has everything to do with your brain, your energy, and the silent inflammation building inside your arteries? Let me tell you about Eleanor, a sharp 74-year-old woman who came to see me last spring. Eleanor was a retired librarian. She was meticulous, read every health article she could find. To protect her heart, she had proudly given up red meat and started every single morning with 2 scrambled eggs, cooked with a healthy vegetable oil. She did everything by the book. But she came to me utterly confused. Her voice trembled a little as she said, "Dr. Hart, I'm doing everything right. So why do I feel like my mind is slipping? Why am I more tired now than I was 5 years ago?" When we looked deeper, the answer wasn't in the egg's cholesterol. It was hiding in 2 places she never thought to look: a critical nutrient her brain was being starved of, and a common cooking method that was silently fanning the flames of inflammation in her body. Eleanor's story is the reason I made this video, because what she discovered is something every person over 65 deserves to know.
And perhaps Eleanor's story feels familiar to you. Maybe you've also felt that frustrating brain fog in the middle of the afternoon where a simple word just disappears from your memory. Maybe you've noticed your energy levels aren't what they used to be, even on days you get enough sleep. You eat what you think is a healthy breakfast, but by 10 a.m., you feel drained, like your body's fuel tank is already empty. You stand in the grocery store aisle, looking at dozens of egg cartons, pasture-raised, omega-3, organic, cage-free, and you feel a wave of confusion. You're trying so hard to do the right thing for your body, but the conflicting advice leaves you feeling more anxious than confident. If any of this sounds like you, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not failing. Your body is not broken. It is simply sending you a new set of signals. My name is Dr. Evelyn Hart. For over 40 years, I've dedicated my practice to helping seniors navigate the unique health shifts that happen after 60. And after working with thousands of patients like Eleanor, and perhaps like you, I've come to realize one profound truth. We don't need more complicated diets or stronger medications to reclaim our vitality. We need to understand the language our bodies are now speaking. We need to provide the right nutrients at the right time, in the right way. And the humble egg, when understood correctly, is one of the most powerful tools we have to do just that. It's not about eating more or less of it. It's about eating it smarter. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Eleanor's story shows us that the old, simple questions, good or bad, high or low cholesterol, are no longer enough. The conversation about eggs after 65 needs to be smarter, more nuanced. And that is why I have created this video. Think of this as your ultimate guide to eggs after 65. My goal is to clear away decades of confusion and give you the confidence to make the best choice for your unique body. In the next 20 minutes, we will embark on a complete journey together. We will, first, take a deep dive into what's really inside a single egg, and I'll reveal the specific, powerful nutrients that your brain, eyes, and muscles are crying out for as you age. Second, we will finally settle the cholesterol debate once and for all, using the latest science. I'll explain the real dietary culprits that harm your heart. And finally, I will give you my practical, doctor-approved guide on how to cook, how many to eat, and what to pair with your eggs to turn them into a true superfood for longevity. By the end of this guide, you won't just have information, you will have a clear, actionable plan. So, let's begin with the most important question. What is this simple food really made of?
To truly understand the power of an egg, we need to look past the shell and see it for what it is. One of nature's most perfect capsules of life-sustaining nutrients. Let's break it down, nutrient by nutrient. First, and most importantly for anyone over 60, high-quality protein. After we pass the age of 60, our bodies begin to lose muscle mass at an alarming rate. This process, called sarcopenia, is the root cause of frailty, falls, and a slower recovery from any illness. Protein isn't a nice-to-have, it becomes a top survival priority. An egg provides 6 to 7 grams of the highest quality protein you can find. It's complete, meaning it has all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to rebuild muscle, support your immune system, and even maintain bone density. Unlike some other sources, it's gentle on your digestive system. Second, choline, the forgotten brain fuel. Now, this is the nutrient I mentioned in Eleanor's story, and it's a game changer. Have you ever heard of choline? Most people haven't, but every senior should. Think of choline as the construction material for your brain. It helps create neurotransmitters for memory and focus. It repairs brain cells, and it reduces the kind of inflammation linked to cognitive decline. Here's the critical part. Up to 90% of older adults don't get enough choline. Just one egg provides nearly 30% of your daily need. A landmark study from Boston University showed that seniors with higher choline intake had sharper memories and a lower risk of dementia. This isn't a small detail, it's a cornerstone of brain health. And third, lutein and zeaxanthin, your internal sunglasses. The vibrant yellow of an egg yolk isn't just for color, it's packed with 2 powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds travel directly to your retina and act like internal sunglasses, filtering out damaging blue light from screens and sunlight. As we age, our risk for macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss, skyrockets. These compounds are your first line of defense. And here's a secret. The healthy fat in the yolk makes these nutrients far more absorbable than from leafy greens like kale. And fourth, a rare natural source of vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency is an epidemic among seniors, leading to weaker bones, higher fall risk, and even symptoms of depression. While sunlight is the best source, it's not always an option. Eggs, especially those from pasture-raised hens, are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D. Pairing them with other vitamin D-rich foods can give your bones and your mood a much-needed boost. So you see, an egg isn't just protein, it's a multi-nutrient complex, perfectly designed to support the very systems that come under stress as we age. It's brain fuel, vision protection, muscle medicine, and bone support, all in one affordable package.
Now, I know what many of you have been thinking since the start of this video. But Dr. Hart, what about the cholesterol? For 50 years, the egg has been villainized, all because of that one word. We saw the headlines, we heard the warnings. We were told to avoid the yolk at all costs to protect our hearts. It's a fear that has been deeply ingrained in us, and it's time to let that fear go, based on what modern science has taught us. Here is the most important scientific update you need to know. For the vast majority of people, the cholesterol you eat in your food has very little impact on the cholesterol levels in your blood. Why? Because your body is smart. Your liver naturally produces cholesterol every day because it's essential for making hormones and healthy cells. When you eat cholesterol from a food like an egg, your liver simply produces less to keep things in balance. Landmark studies from institutions like Harvard and a massive meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal involving millions of participants, have found no significant link between eating 1 egg a day and the risk of heart disease or stroke in the general population. So why were we so confused for so long? Because we were blaming the egg for the company it kept. It's not about the egg, it's about what's on the plate with the egg. Think about a typical diner breakfast. Eggs fried in butter, served alongside salty, processed bacon or sausage with a side of refined white toast. That entire plate is a perfect storm of saturated fats, trans fats, and sodium. Those are the real culprits that clog arteries. Now, picture a different plate. A poached egg served on a bed of spinach and avocado with a side of whole grain toast. That is a heart-protective, anti-inflammatory meal. Now, do you see the difference? The egg is the same. The context is everything. The first meal promotes disease. The second one promotes longevity. But what if you already have high cholesterol or type 2 diabetes? This is where we need to be a little more mindful, but not fearful. For individuals managing these conditions, the consensus recommendation is to enjoy whole eggs in moderation. Around 3 to 4 whole eggs per week is a safe and beneficial amount. And here's a wonderful strategy. On other days, use egg whites. They are pure, high-quality protein with 0 fat and 0 cholesterol, perfect for maintaining muscle without affecting your lipid levels. In short, the fear of the egg yolk is based on outdated science. The modern understanding is that for seniors, the greatest risk isn't the egg itself, but the processed, high-fat, high-sodium foods we often pair it with.
So now that we've cleared away the fear of cholesterol, let's get down to the most practical question of all. Dr. Hart, how many eggs can I actually eat in a week? This is an excellent question, and the answer isn't one size fits all. The right number for you depends on your personal health profile. Let's make it very simple. Guideline number 1 for healthy, active older adults. If you do not have type 2 diabetes, you do not have high LDL, the bad cholesterol, and you do not have a history of cardiovascular disease, the science is overwhelmingly clear. Numerous large-scale studies, including those we've mentioned from Harvard and the British Medical Journal, support that eating up to 1 whole egg per day, which is 7 eggs per week, is generally safe and highly beneficial. This means if you're in good health, enjoying an egg a day can be a cornerstone of your strategy to support your brain, muscles, and immune system without worry. Guideline number 2 for those managing health conditions. Now, if you are managing type 2 diabetes, have been told you have high LDL cholesterol, or have a history of heart issues, we simply need to be a little more mindful. For this group, the most prudent, expert-backed recommendation is to enjoy about 3 to 4 whole eggs per week. This approach allows you to get all the amazing nutrients from the yolk, like choline and vitamin D, while still keeping your intake of dietary cholesterol and saturated fat in a very safe range. And here is the pro tip for everyone. On the days you don't eat a whole egg, you can still enjoy egg whites. The egg white is pure, high-quality protein. It's fat-free, cholesterol-free, and perfect for muscle maintenance. So you can have a veggie omelet made with 1 whole egg and 2 egg whites. You get the best of both worlds, the nutrients of the yolk and an extra protein boost. Remember, these are not rigid, scary rules. They are flexible guidelines to empower you. The most important thing is to understand your own health profile and build a meal plan that nourishes you from the inside out.
We've now established that an egg can be a nutritional powerhouse, but all of that potential can either be unlocked or destroyed right here in the kitchen. How you cook your eggs and what you cook them with matters just as much as eating them. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation and oxidized fats. So let's learn how to cook smart. First, let's talk about the best cooking methods for senior health. Boiled. This is the gold standard. Soft or hard-boiled, there's no added fat, and nearly all nutrients are perfectly preserved. It's gentle on your digestion and perfect for making ahead. My tip? Keep a few hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. They are the perfect protein-rich snack to stabilize your blood sugar mid-afternoon. Poached, gently cooked in simmering water. This method is elegant, requires no oil, and preserves delicate nutrients like choline. The texture is light and ideal for sensitive stomachs. Scrambled with olive oil. Here's the key. Use low, gentle heat. High heat can damage the antioxidants. Swap the butter for a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil to add heart-healthy fats, and always add finely diced vegetables like spinach or bell peppers for a fiber and vitamin boost. Now, let's discuss the methods to limit or avoid. Fried in butter or margarine. This adds excess saturated fats or trans fats, which can increase LDL bad cholesterol. High heat frying also creates oxidized cholesterol, a form that is more likely to cause inflammation in your blood vessels. Paired with processed meats, bacon, sausage, ham. These meats are loaded with sodium and nitrates, which are strongly linked to increased heart disease and stroke risk, especially for people over 60. This pairing cancels out the benefits of the egg. Next, the principle of smart pairings. This is where you truly transform your meal. Remember, your heart doesn't just care about the egg, it cares about the entire plate. To boost brain health, pair a poached egg with avocado toast and a handful of blueberries. The healthy fats in avocado enhance nutrient absorption. To protect your eyes, make a scrambled egg with kale, corn, and sweet potatoes. This combination is a powerhouse of lutein and vitamin A. To support your heart, enjoy a hard-boiled egg in a mixed green salad with walnuts and an olive oil vinaigrette. And finally, a quick but important note on shopping and storage. Look for omega-3 enriched eggs if your budget allows. They come from hens fed flax or chia seeds and provide extra anti-inflammatory benefits. Store them correctly. Keep eggs in their original carton on a middle shelf of the fridge, not in the door where the temperature fluctuates. This maintains their freshness and nutritional value. We've now established that an egg can be a nutritional powerhouse, but all of that potential can either be unlocked or destroyed right here in the kitchen. How you cook your eggs and what you cook them with matters just as much as eating them. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation and oxidized fats. So let's learn how to cook smart. First, let's talk about the best cooking methods for senior health. Boiled. This is the gold standard. Soft or hard-boiled, there's no added fat, and nearly all nutrients are perfectly preserved. It's gentle on your digestion and perfect for making ahead. My tip? Keep a few hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. They are the perfect protein-rich snack to stabilize your blood sugar mid-afternoon. Poached, gently cooked in simmering water. This method is elegant, requires no oil, and preserves delicate nutrients like choline. The texture is light and ideal for sensitive stomachs. Scrambled with olive oil. Here's the key. Use low, gentle heat. High heat can damage the antioxidants. Swap the butter for a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil to add heart-healthy fats, And always add finely diced vegetables like spinach or bell peppers for a fiber and vitamin boost. Now, let's discuss the methods to limit or avoid. Fried in butter or margarine. This adds excess saturated fats or trans fats, which can increase LDL bad cholesterol. High heat frying also creates oxidized cholesterol, a form that is more likely to cause inflammation in your blood vessels. Paired with processed meats, bacon, sausage, ham. These meats are loaded with sodium and nitrates, which are strongly linked to increased heart disease and stroke risk, especially for people over 60. This pairing cancels out the benefits of the egg. Next, the principle of smart pairings. This is where you truly transform your meal. Remember, your heart doesn't just care about the egg, it cares about the entire plate. To boost brain health, pair a poached egg with avocado toast and a handful of blueberries. The healthy fats in avocado enhance nutrient absorption. To protect your eyes, make a scrambled egg with kale, corn, and sweet potatoes. This combination is a powerhouse of lutein and vitamin A. To support your heart, enjoy a hard-boiled egg in a mixed green salad with walnuts and an olive oil vinaigrette. And finally, a quick but important note on shopping and storage. Look for omega-3 enriched eggs if your budget allows. They come from hens fed flax or chia seeds and provide extra anti-inflammatory benefits. Store them correctly. Keep eggs in their original carton on a middle shelf of the fridge, not in the door where the temperature fluctuates. This maintains their freshness and nutritional value. Now, I want to return to Eleanor, the retired librarian I told you about at the beginning. Leaving my office, she felt a mix of relief and skepticism. It sounded so simple. Could changing how she cooked her eggs really make a difference? The first few days were an adjustment. She swapped her usual vegetable oil for olive oil. She consciously added a handful of spinach to her scramble. She tried poaching an egg for the first time, and it wasn't perfect, but she didn't give up. About 2 weeks later, something subtle happened. She was doing a crossword puzzle, her daily ritual, and a difficult word that had been eluding her for days suddenly popped into her head. That afternoon, she didn't feel the need for her usual nap. There was a quiet, steady energy she hadn't felt in years. 3 months later, she came back to my office for a follow-up. The change was remarkable. She walked in with a brighter smile, a quicker step. "Dr. Hart," she said, her eyes shining, "it's not just that I feel less tired. I feel clear. I feel like myself again." Her story isn't about a miracle cure. It's a testament to a simple, powerful truth. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and rejuvenate at any age. You just need to give it the right tools. Eleanor didn't need a new medication. She needed to stop the silent inflammation and start feeding her brain the choline it was desperate for. She didn't give up a food she loved. She simply learned to prepare it with wisdom and love for her own body. So, we come to the end of our journey today. We've learned that the egg is not an enemy to be feared, but a powerful ally to be understood. We've learned that it's not the egg itself, but the context, the plate it's on, the pan it's cooked in, that truly matters. And most importantly, we've learned that you hold the power to transform this simple food into medicine for your brain, your eyes, and your heart. Your health after 65 is not a story of inevitable decline. It is a story of conscious, loving choices made one meal at a time. So I want to leave you with one simple starting point, not a diet, but a promise to yourself. Tomorrow morning, when you prepare your breakfast, I want you to ask one question. How can I add one color to this plate? Maybe it's a handful of green spinach, a few slices of red tomato, a sprinkle of yellow bell pepper. That one small act is the beginning of everything. If this guide has given you a sense of clarity and hope,
Please share it with a friend or a family member who also deserves to feel confident and strong. And I would love to build a community of wisdom right here. In the comments below, please share what is your favorite healthy way to enjoy an egg. Your idea might be the exact inspiration someone else needs today. Thank you for trusting me with your time. You are not defined by your age, but by your vitality. Take back control of your health. You deserve it.